For my how-to video, I'm going to do an ink drawing inspired by a 20th century artist named Ellsworth Kelly and Joseph Albers. For this project you will need black ink, a 1-inch paintbrush, and a piece of paper. And I put a piece of paper under mine so that it doesn't bleed through. I'm going to do a thick line drawing, so I'm just going to dip my brush in here and then go all the way down the paper in like a snake shape, I guess. Leaving the negative space, leaving plenty of negative space or the white space. And then I'm just going to go back through and cover up a little bit of the white and go over the black a little bit, make it a little darker. Just cover up that a little bit. That's one drawing, and I'm going to let that dry now. So for the next step, we're going to make a grid. So you just need a pencil, a piece of paper, and a ruler. And we're going to cut up the drawing we just did in a second and put it on this grid. So we're just going to go, it's a 1-inch grid, so we're just going to go and mark off the inches on this side. Then we turn it this way and mark off all the inches on this side. And then draw these lines all the way up the paper, and then draw these lines on the side of the paper. And then your grid will look like this. And all these are 1-inch squares, and we're going to use the other paper to cut and put the squares in this now. Okay, and now we're going to come back to the drawing we started with. So just flip it over, and it's going to be the same grid as this one, because these are going to be 1-inch squares too, because this grid has to fit on that one. So 1 inch at the bottom, and then 1 inch going on the sides. We have our 1-inch grid drawn on this paper. We're just going to cut out these squares. So once you have all your squares cut out, you're going to place them on your grid, 7 by 7, and then you're just going to cut around the grid. Once you arrange all your pieces on the grid, you just glue them all down. And then you just cut around the grid. After you get done cutting out your grid, you'll have something that looks like this. And for the last step, you'll just take a black sheet of construction paper and make a 1-inch border, so 9 by 9, and cut that out, and it'll be your background. So once you have a piece of paper, you just glue it down here, and then this is what your final product should look like.